The Chicago Bulls get a much needed big win against the Indiana Pacers, showing a lot of the defensive potential that we've seen in this team. We're going to talk about it, how Javonte Green really came in and made an impact in his first game played for the Chicago Bulls in almost a year. We're going to talk about all and more. But first, we get to play that winning intro.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
I see red, I see red, I see red, I see red, yeah, I see red, I see red, I see red, I see.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go to get into this content. And the Bulls got a dub. Listen, stop the 3-game losing streak. The Chicago Bulls got a win against the Indiana Pacers team that this is the first time the Pacers this season have been held under 100 points, the number one offense scoring-wise in the NBA right now, and the Bulls held them to one of their worst scoring performances on the night. So the Bulls took care of business there. And it's good to see the Bulls, have the defensive effort that they did. The Bulls came into this game, started off a little slow, right? About halfway through the first quarter is when the Bulls really started clicking, and they really never fully let it go. Now, yes, the Pacers did get the lead down to single digits, down to as low as 7 at one point. But other than that, the Bulls played extremely well. They fought back, almost winning this game by nearly 30 points. And you just got to give credit to the hustle of the Chicago Bulls. And a lot of people are going to talk about how Javonte Green impacted this game for the Chicago Bulls. And I wanted to start off talking about that. Javonte Green played a little over 19 minutes in this game. In that time, the Bulls had a plus minus of plus 26, a net rating of 70, an offensive rating of 159, and a defensive rating of 89 overall. And that defensive rating, the league average is 110. The fact that you can get a sub 100 defensive rating, almost 20 minutes played, that's almost half a game that you had a sub defensive rating. It's amazing to see Javonte Green, and this is why and how the right role players under the right situation and players that fit together can make such big differences for you. Javonte Green, Alex Caruso, Andre Drummond, Torrey Craig, these players really making big defensive efforts for the Chicago Bulls really helps separate them even more from the Indiana Pacers team. And then when you look at the offense for the Bulls today as well, extremely efficient offense. We shot the ball 50% from the field as a team, 49 of 98. On those 49 shots, we had 28 assisted shots out of that 49 shots. Almost half the Bulls shots were assisted on. Really good performance there. And that's what you want to see. Over half the Bulls, I can't count apparently, over half the Bulls shots were assisted on today. Moving that ball around, turnovers, less than 10 turnovers in the game, only 7 turnovers overall in this game, 3 in the first half, 4 in the second half of the game. That's how you win basketball games. That's how you put your imprint on a basketball game. Then on top of that, you look at the rebounding battle. The Bulls won that rebounding battle by 14, 54-40 on the rebounding battle. Second chance points, Bulls won that 19-13 in that area. Points in the paint, the Bulls won that 60-38 off points in the paint. And then bench points, we had 29 points off the bench. They had 36. We didn't win that battle particularly, but hey, it is what it is. Points off turnovers, the Bulls won that 15-7 on top of that. And the Bulls had a 3.5 assist to turnover ratio, which is one of the best margins that you're going to see. The Bulls took care of business tonight in a way that we all needed to see them take care of business as a team. And this was really a team effort. That's why I focused on the team stats first. But then when you look at the individual performances as well, every starter in double figures, and then you add Andre Drummond to that as well. DeMar DeRozan led the way with 27 points. He had also 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal in that. Nikola Vucevic with 22 points. He goes 9 of 20 from the field to add to that 12 rebounds, 2 assists. Kobe White, who came on a little bit more in the second half of the game, 8 of 21, though, from the field, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal and 18 points from him. Alex Caruso, 5 of 10 with 12 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 steals from him. And then you had Ayo Dosunmu, 7 of 11 from the field, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, from Ayo Dosunmu. And then a plethora of performances off the bench. Andre Drummond with 14 and 11 off the bench in 18 minutes played. Javonte Green played a little. over 18 minutes as well. He had 5 points total. He had 2 or 3 from the field, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, but that's not going to really bring home everything that Javonte Green brought to this game defensively, the deflections, things like that. Javon Carter, only 5 minutes played. Bateem, only 2 minutes played in this game. He did make 1 3 in that time. And then you got 13 minutes from Dalen Terry. No points scored by Terry, but he did have 4 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 block from Dalen Terry, and then Torrey Craig with 7 points off the bench as well for the Chicago Bulls. So really solid, balanced team effort in this game. We even got to see almost all the bench players coming there towards the end of the game, which is something we haven't gotten to see a whole hell of a lot of because we don't close teams out. And I won't lie, when the Bulls let that lead get down to 7, I said, all right, here we go. Are the Bulls going to give up another big lead? But they're able to fight back and really perform really well. And that's what you want to see from this team. The way that this team executed, they had a game plan, they stuck to it, and you just got to give this team credit for how they were able to play. Javon Carter came in and made an impact in day 1, on game 1, and minute 1. And that's Javonte Green may have very well just taken the minutes away from Batum. Like, we may not see Batum for real for the rest of the season, right? And, it is what it is at this point. You got to play who's ever playing the best for you. And Javon Carter played such an amazing role for you. It's just, you got to give so much credit for Javonte Green in this game and how he was able to perform, man. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love the way that the offense balanced out. How we also attacked the paint. We weren't afraid to attack the paint today. We got out in transition. We attacked that defense before I had a chance to set up a defense which isn't already, the best defense. The Bulls did what needed to be done, man, and I got to give them the credit for doing what needed to be done, because I wish that we could say that that's a foregone conclusion, that this team is always just going to take care of business. But unfortunately, if you've been watching this team for as long as we have, most of us have, you know that that's just not the case. So it's always good to see the Bulls just take care of their business. Billy Donovan coached a solid game today. Some rotational things that I didn't like, right, as far as when he took some players out or didn't go back to certain players, but that's nitpicking at this point. We got the damn dub. That's the most important thing, right? Is to get the damn win, and the Bulls got that. And yeah. So hey, the Bulls right now. Let's see what happened with the Atlanta Hawks game. I didn't pay attention. I was so into this game. The Hawks end up beating the Portland Trailblazers. So that lead still stays at 1.5 games over the Atlanta Hawks with now 9 games left to play. They took care of the business. They beat the Portland Trailblazers 120-106. So, still a very tight and close race. That game that we play against the Atlanta Hawks may be the game that kind of decides, who's going to have that most separation between those guys. I think we play them. When do we play them? Is it next Monday we play them? Let's see when we play the Hawks. Give me 1 second. We play the Hawks on Monday, April 1st. So, yes, on Monday we face the Hawks. That's going to be an important game. We got 2 games, one against Brooklyn, one against Minnesota leading into that. So, after we play the Hawks, we have 6 games left on the season. So, if the Bulls can get some more separation in there, if they can have about a 3-game lead after that game with the Atlanta Hawks, it gives the Bulls a lot of room kind of to deal with over those last 6 games at that point. But the Bulls just need to try to win every game. This is period. They got to try to win every single game. They got to be locked in. And we'll see now if this team can use this. They face a tough Brooklyn Nets team that plays them tough. The Brooklyn Nets have been going through their own turmoil and things like that. They're, not really expected to get back into the playing race seriously, but that's a team that you don't want to overlook, right? The Bulls, we've said it. The Bulls can't overlook anyone. They're on a 2-game winning streak right now as well. So when we face them on Friday, we're going to see how the Bulls fare against that one. Hopefully they can get that dub. And then we'll see what we can do against a Minnesota Timberwolves team that we've beat once already. So that's how things are shaping up for the Bulls. Yeah, they took care of the business, put themselves in a really good situation right now. And let's just hope that it continues. Let's see how you guys are feeling tonight. We got Tay Hollins in the building. Says, good win. Let's stay focused. Go Bulls. See Ray. Yeah, we cannot rest on this win, right? That's the thing that the Bulls do not have the luxury to do. You can't take the foot off the gas right now. You got to keep pushing. And so you got to prepare. You got a game on Friday. You get a day off in there. Let's see how you perform against the the Brooklyn Nets. Do you think Javonte Green stays in the rotation? Because he definitely made an impact in tonight's game, even though he only scored 5 points, but you can feel his energy when he was on the court. D2 Oh, Dalen Terry too. Yeah, I think that Javante, with his performance today, he's definitely going to get to play in the next game. And as long as he keeps performing, of course, this level, going over those plus minus and those advanced analytics, that's probably not going to keep up. If that does keep up, those are amazing numbers, right? Amazing way to impact the game. So if he keeps that, he's definitely going to stay in the rotation. Bulls going 3-1 against the Pacers this season wasn't on my radar, but these past 2 seasons have been weird. Still not convinced though. Hey, I don't think anybody can blame you for not being convinced by a team that has done a lot of disappointment over the last 3 years, right? A lot of disappointment has been there for the Bulls. So we'll see what happens on that one. Dougie dunked on McDermott. That was cold, Kobe. Hey, listen, were Doug and Kobe ever on the team at the same time? I don't remember. Great win. No, I don't think they were. Great win. What a difference it makes when you get Vooch involved early and get him going. Love seeing 5 Javantes out there. He made a big difference. Plus 24. Drive home safely, Chicago. Beep, beep. Yeah, and you got to give credit for Nikola Vucevic. I know I kind of ran through everybody's stats, but Vooch was engaged early on. And that's one thing that we've seen with Vooch consistently over the last couple of years. I would say, you guys can let me know if you agree or not, is that when Vooch plays well early, he usually rides that momentum, right? And yeah, we got to feed him early too, but specifically when he starts making those shots early and deals with some contact, it usually stays pretty consistent for Vooch in those games that he does that. This really pisses me off because I know how much this team can be good defensively, especially against number one offense, but we chose not to do it most nights. I mean, make no mistake, right? How the Bulls were able to get turnovers in this game while not turning over themselves definitely played a big part in it, man. They played extremely well tonight, man. Cass says, why can't they play like this all the time? Hey, I don't know, bro. That's one of the great questions in the world right now. We should play like this every game, Haize. Let's get to it. Yes, sir. Hey, let's hope we can. We'll keep doing it. Will Javante be on the playoff roster? I guess the play-in roster. It depends. The Bulls, if they want to be, if Julian Phillips gets back healthy, they're gonna have to cut Terry Taylor or somebody, right? I think he's the most likely candidate in that case. They're gonna have to figure something out. So we'll see. This one actually is indicative of what we can be. However, we must find consistency with our rotations, our effort, and utilizing high basketball IQ consistently. Consistency is where we have to focus moving forward. Completely agree with you at Seaway's World. No notes on that one. I gotta say, this shows a lot. This shows a lot of character. One of the best offenses shut down. Good W. Loving Javante's energy. First time Pacers went under 100 this season. Yeah, that's crazy, right? And then, outside of just going under 100, like the Bulls forced them into tough shots. This was one of those games where the Bulls defense and their activity definitely caused fits for the Indiana Pacers. You just can't deny it. They shot 40% from the field and 31% from three-point range. And then the turnovers, 13 turnovers by the Pacers as well in this game. The Bulls defense came in and did what needed to be done. That's just what it boils down to. Mr. Noid in the building says, great win for the Bulls tonight. We need another win streak. Hey, hopefully we can get one. At least let's get a couple of games in there. Pascal Siakam would be a nice fit to Vooch. Can he defend the pick and roll? Pascal Siakam is like he has the reputation of being a solid defender, but I feel like I don't know, man. I don't know. Javante should come back to the Chicago Bulls full time. A lot of people are going to feel like that after tonight. So I'm not saying that. That's your username, bro. Come on, man. Be better. Yeah. SC in the building says, yeah, Terry was locked on D. That's funny. No Diddy. Who needs drugs when you got the woo? Hey, listen, that's funny. I'm super interested in how easy it is to fall in and out of Billy Donovan's rotation. Today, Javon Carter, DNP, Bateem didn't get in until the end, and Drummond actually played a lot. Well, Javon Carter did play today. He didn't get it, do not play. Javon Carter played 5 minutes today. So he did get in the game, but other than that, yeah, it was a DNP. He didn't get any shots up, played 5 minutes. But listen, the thing that I think is that it's performance-based. Javon Carter hasn't – Stacey King said it towards the end of the game. He says that basically what he gets from this is that Billy Donovan plays rotation based off how you played last game, which is weird, right? Not how you played in that game, how you played last game, which is a weird thing. Bulls played amazing. So happy Haize is so happy we got the win. We should play like that every game. Replay the amazing tonight. Hey, we did play amazing tonight. Definitely played amazing tonight. Archangel says between Monday and tonight, did not think we would get a blowout win tonight, but happy we did. Hey, only our second victory of this over 20 points this season because we can't hold on to leads. Good win, but not only does Billy know when to keep players in, he but don't have a clue when to take them out when the game is already won. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is that he doesn't. The Bulls have given up so many leads this season. I again, I'm not excusing it. I'm just trying to add some color into why he may be doing it. That maybe with the Bulls giving up the leads that they have this season, that he just wanted to kind of keep in that rotation as long as possible. Maybe I'm just saying maybe that's the case, right? Maybe. Cortez says, "Bulls Nation, you already know. Please extend Drum. We'll see what happens with Drum. I like the Drum thing isn't going to be as easy, man." Hey Haize, we need a Green. We need Green. He's a different kind of injury. Listen, Javante is amazing. What Javante brings is crazy, man. If Billy was smart, he would play Batum and Green. I mean, got to talk to Billy about that, Deanna. Haize, hope the family is in good health and spirits. God first. Hey, we're doing okay out here, man. We're doing okay. I haven't killed the kids yet. Been raising them for almost 18 years. They're still alive. So there's that part of it. I haven't faltered on that yet. So I think I'm doing a pretty all right job. Doing pretty all right job. Archangel, if Billy would learn to put in specialty lineups when needed. I mean, yes, he will sometimes put in the rebounding lineup, but like Monday, when we desperately needed a three, where's our shooting lineup? Well, the problem is that we don't really have a lot of good shoot. Well, I guess you can't really say that anymore. Io's turned into a really good three-point shooter. We know Kobe can shoot, especially when he's in rhythm. You got Batum out there who can be a shooter for you as well. Caruso's turned into a solid shooter. Torrey Craig can shoot. So maybe we can put together a shooting lineup. But hey, like I said before, if it's not in the gun, Billy Donovan isn't going to do it. So that's what it comes down to. Global Balin says a Drum needs more minutes, bro. Was battling for those rebounds, and we could see this team we should have saw against Washington. Well, I wouldn't say that because it's not like Vooch was playing bad today. It's easy just to blanketly say, oh, XYZ should play more minutes. I mean, Drummond played 18 minutes today. That's over his average on the season. But let's not act like Vooch was playing bad either. Vooch was playing Vooch was active tonight on both sides of the ball too. So because of that, you're gonna ride with kind of the more offensive threat. You're not gonna sit your starter in a game where he's playing right. Now, I do think that Drum should have played more against Washington for sure. A's, could the Bulls remove Henry Joe two-way deal and give it to Javante, or is it too late in the season? I mean, no, I think you can cut and do two-way deals at any time, I believe, but I don't think they want to do that because they want to make sure they want Henry Joel on this team. They want him in the system. He's been here 2 years, so that's not something they're going to do. That's why I think if anybody's going to be waived, it's probably going to be Terry Taylor. Bro, the Bulls are the most random team. Lose to the Wizards, beat the Pacers. Consistency lacks on this team. Yeah, that's a fact, and it's been that way for years at this point. If we can get past the Nets and Timberwolves and Hawks, we'll be 500. I wouldn't bet on it, but LOL. But I believe this. Like I told you guys before, and this isn't a crap on anybody's opinion. Listen, I would love the Bulls to get to 500, but at this point, I'm done talking about it. Right? If they get to 500, they get to 500. I still think at this point, like getting to 500 only does so much. The Bulls can technically get to 2 games above 500 and still be the 9th seed. So, getting to 500 because it's avoided the team for so long will be cool. Don't get me wrong, but there's other things that we need to accomplish. I want to see better consistency. Can we start playing this way defensively every single game? You're still going to lose some even when you play solid defensively, but if you can do this every single night, that's more important to me than getting to 500 per se. And at this point in the season, if we had more runway left, I probably would be a little bit more focused on it. But with now not 9 games left on the season, kind of is what it is to me. Drum needs more minutes on the court. He was battling. Oh, I already read that one. I love the Bulls so much. I'm listening to you and watching post game. That's funny. Hey, shout out to you for being able to do, but that would drive me crazy. So I heard you say a couple of times, and I myself feel the same way. The Bulls can't compete with anyone. My question is, when everyone is healthy under the right coaching, was this really a championship team? Championship, no. Because I think even when we saw this team at its best, right, which was still a flawed team, When the Bulls were on that 9-game win streak, we were number one team in the East in the 2021-22 season, which seems like a lifetime ago. I was telling people then, hey, if the Bulls keep playing this way, they're not going to stay number one. So no, I don't think we have a championship level team. If you add Lonzo back, well, if Lonzo never went down, that's the thing though. If Lonzo never went down, I don't know how Kobe would have eventually got this role, right? So I think everything happened the way that it needed to happen. But if you bring back Patrick Williams, if you get Zach LaVine completely healthy, I think that's definitely a team that probably for a full season, with everybody accepting their roles, which is another big thing, that's a team that's probably competing for a 7th or 8th seed. With the way that we've played, where we've had a 53 win percentage since December, that's probably getting you to compete for a 7th or 8th seed. But I don't think it's championship level contender in my opinion. Great team win tonight, but they always play the Pacers hard. No doubt it was fun to watch. Yeah, listen, we 3-1 against the Pacers this season. So, is there any prospect towards improving in standing still, or is it just about not falling to 10? I mean, the Bulls aren't statistically eliminated from moving up in the standings, but it's just really unlikely with 9 games left that the Bulls can move up. They're probably locked in for the 9th seed, at worst 10 seed. That's basically how it is right now. Can you mention again why we couldn't keep Green? Are you talking about now, or do you mean this past offseason? So the offseason, because Green wasn't healthy. He wasn't cleared. He wasn't ready to go. And I think the Bulls left that roster spot open for as long as they could, thinking or hoping that he eventually signed with the Golden State Warriors. He didn't play there for a long time either. So I think it became the injury. Now he's talking about now why we can't keep Green. It's because we don't have a roster spot. Technically, we were given a provisional roster spot because we had 3 players out that were all projected to miss more than 2 weeks, with Zach, Patrick Williams, and then Julian Phillips. Once Julian Phillips got, they said that he wasn't going to return for 2 weeks, that allowed the Bulls a provisional roster spot to sign a 10-day contract. The moment Julian Phillips is cleared, that provisional roster spot goes away. So for the Bulls to keep Javonte Green at that point, it's going to mean that they're going to have to cut somebody on their roster, which kind of the more likely scenario is probably Terry Taylor. Shay says, also, let's not act like Andre Drummond hasn't had a couple of those games where he had to scratch our head and ask, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, that always comes with Andre. Just one of the things, downsides about Andre Drummond. Let's see. Why do you put A in front of everything you write? Let's see. Hopefully, can get up to like 500, like hit the top of the peak, for crying out loud. I mean, listen, if they do get to it, like, yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna celebrate it, right? But at this point, it's like it's just other things that I would like to see. If we get to 500, I would like to see it be due to us making the necessary changes on the court. Right, I'm not for a while there. I was just talking about, hey, if we do this, we do that, we can get to 500. I want to be able to say, hey, the way that this Bulls team has played over the last 3 games, 500 is something that we definitely can attain, and that's what I would kind of rather it be to while we're far away. Every time we get close to 500, some bullshit starts happening. So, and we kind of wet the bet on ourselves. Yeah, I was imagining a shooting lineup when we have 6 seconds and need 3 points. Like you said, Kobe Batum, Io Caruso, and whoever is the hot hand. Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely agree with that. Sydney in the building says, I'm really shocked by this win. But again, not really, LOL. I really wish they can keep drumming this offseason to sign Javonte Green. We'll see what happens. I mean, if the Bulls do eventually trade Zach or somebody walks away, maybe unexpectedly, you never know what's going to happen there. And I guess we'll see. I would not be surprised if they beat the Timberwolves. They've done it before. Yeah, listen, we've definitely beat the Timberwolves before. Hey, Haize, realistically, do you see the Bulls going at least to the Eastern Conference in the next 5 years once the young players hit their prime? I can't say that. We're so far away from that right now. I can't answer that question right now. There's no way. There's so much uncertainty on this roster, right? We don't know what's going to happen with DeMar. We don't know what's going to happen with Zach LaVine. We don't know how much of a cliff Vooch may fall off with another year, right? We don't know if we're going to get a center that can eventually take over the starting role, right? We don't know for sure if Julian Phillips is going to develop in the way that we see. So it's a lot of unknowns that we're so far away from that I can't. Now, if we were like a team that was like had some real aspirations to get into like the second round of the playoffs, it'd be kind of easier to gauge that at that point. But we're so far away, it's really hard right now. Grew up with kids calling me an N word, so I flipped it. Since I am white passing, hence that I am SC. I was whiter than these fools. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hayes, do you think a lot of teams now are game planning for? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But the thing is, and the thing that the Bulls need to we haven't had very many games where Io and Kobe are both shooting the ball well. Now, I'm not saying that they have chemistry on the court. I'm not worried about that. I just think it's the streaky nature of like Kobe White, and then injuries play a part, and even kind of that Io can be hit or miss with his 3-2. But I do think that teams are game planning for Io as well. The thing that I can't wait to see is that when Io and Kobe are both playing really well, right, and shooting the ball extremely well, what teams do then, because you can only put one your best perimeter defender on one of them. So then you're almost ceding to the other one. So it's going to be interesting. And that's something that they need to work on this offseason as well, as that consistency. Because if you get the way that Kobe and Io have played at their peaks this season, if you get both of them getting even 85 to 90% of that for the full season playing together, that's a dangerous backcourt, in my opinion. Willie Jones says, in all honesty, do you think Zach LaVine is interested in staying in Chicago? I think Zach LaVine wants to win, and I think he's upset. I mean, even what we've heard is that at this point, it's not necessarily his teammates or anything like that. Is that he has an issue with Billy Donovan and he wants to win. So, you know, I don't know, from what we've heard, even like somebody like Casey Johnson who travels with the team, he seems very confident in the fact that the Bulls are they're over the Zach LaVine thing. So we'll see what happens this offseason. Immortal B says, good win for the Bulls. Javonte Green gave them some much needed energy. Hopefully he'll have a contract for next season. We'll see. But one thing that stood out to me today as well is that the Bulls are have the least amount of dunks. They're the last team in the NBA dunks. That's why we don't play with any energy, right? Dunks energize the crowd. They energize the team. I did not realize we were last in the NBA in dunks. That's crazy. Hey, Hayes, if we stay in the ninth spot, we host the play-in at home, right? Yes. Ninth seed hosts the 9-10 matchup. The ninth seed hosts that in their home arena. Imagine the Bulls playing the Cavs or the Knicks in the first round. They may have a chance to beat both those teams. Yeah, I don't think they're going to play either one of those in the first round. And even then, like, those are two teams that are still getting healthy. Damn, Houston beating OKC. What I would give to have a coach like Ime Udoka. I know Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet signings were apart, but coach got them boys playing hard and gave personality. Well, that, and he also empowered the young players, right? Much like we talked about, like, I'm not comparing the coach. Ime Udoka is a way better coach than Vinny Del Negro, but I'm talking about in the similarities that Vinny Del Negro was not afraid to let the young players sink or swim, whether you had veterans on the team or not. Ime Udoka came in and he built the system around Şengün, built it around it, and basically said, "Hey, we're not just playing with Şengün, we're playing off Şengün." And then he went down, and then he started doing the same thing with Jalen Green, who apparently, when he's a number one option on offense, he also turns into a better defender. So they're benefiting from that aspect of it as well. But you got to give the Houston Rockets credit, the coaching, everything. They've done an amazing, amazing job this season. I think we have a much better chance in the playoffs. We can match up against the Bucks instead of Boston. If we get the 8th spot, we can have a chance. Listen, I'm a realist, man. We can maybe sneak out a regular season game. Maybe we can sneak out a playoff win. But we ain't got no chance against them in the 7-game series. Not with their coaching and how Billy coaches. It's just not going to happen. Hey, Hayes, who do we look at for the inconsistency of this team? Reinsdorf has nothing to do with the consistency of the court. Reinsdorf has nothing to do with the play on the court. Nothing at all. Jerry Reinsdorf is extremely hands off. So if you're going to blame either one of those guys, it's going to be AK every time, because Jerry Reinsdorf is hands off. Hayes, I know you don't like to predict wins and losses, but do you think going in they would have won this game? No, I did not. I know that the thing. I give my honest opinion. I always know that the Bulls have a chance to win, and I know what they can do to get wins. The bigger question always for me is are they going to actually do it and play the way that they need to play? So I don't predict it. I just don't. Zach ain't trying to stay here. He just got his home furnished out west. Well, that wasn't going to change anyway. Like Zach was never going to. His offseason home is always going to be in California. That's with any team he goes to. We could have won 3 titles in Chicago. He's still going to have his offseason home in LA. So that doesn't mean anything for that. That's just always where he's going to live at. So wait 1 second. All right. It's something about light skinned hoopers. Them motherfuckers be slacking on defense. Zach need a little more chocolate. That's crazy. You can't really say that. Dylan Brooks is light skinned. He's a dirty ass player. So, have the Bulls beat the Nets this season because they play them next? I think we have beat the Nets this season, if I'm not mistaken. I think we beat them earlier in the season. I might be thinking about last season too. Sometimes it all starts mixing together, man. I'm not even going to front on you. So let's see. That was a loss against Brooklyn. That was a loss against Brooklyn. No, I don't think we've beat Brooklyn this season. So no, we have not beaten Brooklyn this season. The 2 games that we played them have both been L's this season. So Pat is hype after going to the game. Oh, for sure. He's probably drunk as well because Pat be drinking. I think the Bulls could move up the seeding because the 76ers are the 8th seed and look weak without Embiid. Yeah, but Embiid's still coming back. So yeah. Also, with Javonte Green, if you do sign him next season, you have to make a decision and get rid of a few point guards because we have too many. Also, if Lonzo possibly returns next season, no, because Javonte doesn't play point guard. So again, I get what you're coming at logic wise, but this is the Chicago Bulls we're talking about. Javonte Green's a power forward on this team, so they ain't got to get rid of no point guards. And you still most of them have guaranteed contracts. You can't just get rid of players. Haize, it's just me or does Pascal Siakam tend to make a lot of dumb mistakes against the Chicago Bulls, mainly going up against AC? I can't say that. I haven't tracked that. I haven't really paid attention to that. Are you doing Locked On Bulls? Yeah, we're doing Locked On Bulls. The Chicago Cubs opening day tomorrow. You want to watch the Cubs game? I'm not a Cubs fan. I'm a Sox fan. So Caruso is practically transparent and he's an amazing defender. Talking about specifically light-skinned black people. That's it's very, very particular. He's just a little slightly racist, Archangel. Not you. Him. No, I'm just joking. It's not. I'm just talking shit. So Sydney, was this the start of the 10 games still till the play-in? Are we want to know? Yes, this was. So yeah, we got 9 games left on the season. So you're gonna watch the White Sox opening day tomorrow, Haize? I'm always gonna watch the White Sox play. Always, always. Do you think Alex Caruso gets any defensive team? Oh yeah, Alex Caruso at the bare minimum defensive second team, but he probably should be first team all defense in my opinion. FGB all day, every day. It's a way of life out here. Come on now, you already know that. Is the Hawks game on the road? Let's take a look at that. The time when we play on Monday, that game. No, we're actually at home against the Atlanta Hawks. So we go on the road for 2 games. Brooklyn and Minnesota, we're on the road for those 2 games, and then we come back for 2 games at home against Atlanta and the New York Knicks. And so out of our last 5 games, Orlando, New York, Detroit, Washington, and New York again, only one of those games are at home. So Bulls gonna have to get some road cooking, man. Haize, do you do live streams for the Bears like you do on game days? I'm going to start hopping on. Yes, we do. So basically, Chicago Bulls Central and Chicago Bears Central, same basic platform, right? As far as the way that we do stuff. So we do a pregame show live for Chicago Bears. Now there's no halftime show for Bears, but that's because C Dub, one of my co-hosts over there, he does a live call, so he's live during the whole entire game, calling the game for Chicago Bears, and then we do a live post-game show afterwards. So that's the one difference between Bears and Bulls Central, is that I don't live call because, again, it's not my skill set, but C-Dub does live call the games, so there's no halftime hangout. But I do pop in on halftime, and we'll talk some shit during halftime, and then I'll hop off. So why does it feel like there are more Bulls fans that are also Sox fans than Bulls fans that are also Cub fans? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. But now that you say that, most of the Bulls fans I know are Sox fans rather than Cubs fans. But then again, I just know more Sox fans as well because I'm a Sox fan. So, we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Sox and Rays game on April 28th for my birthday. Well, shout out to you. Have a great game. Hopefully they get the win. Deanna in here trolling saying go Cubs. See, I knew something was wrong with you. That girl can sing though. She be singing. She don't sing, she sang. Y'all make sure y'all hit the subscribe button as well if you're not subscribed to the channel. We are 69. Oh, we're 69 users away from being at 17,700 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button, man. Bulls are closer to the Sox than to the Cubs. I love that Kobe dunked before he went out of the game. It got me out of my seat. Yeah, that was a great dunk by Kobe. I got to get the highlight up on the shorts. Where you be getting your merch? Oh, one of a few there. I gotta start putting this and just putting the comment. So there's basically 5 places I get my merch from: Fanatics, New Era, Culture Kings. Why am I throwing a blank? Pro Standard, and then I already said Culture Kings. Some other places it used to be Lids, but Lids and Fanatics they're owned by the same company, so it's basically the same thing. There will be some things on Lids that aren't on Fanatics, and some things that are on Fanatics that aren't on Lids. So sometimes you got to check both of them to get everything you need. But those are primary places that I get my stuff from. I predict the Bulls will finish with the same record as last year, 40-42. Wouldn't be surprised. During the games, I want to win so bad, but at this point this season, I want a better draft pick. Don't know what to hope for anymore. Just let things go where they're going to go. Just it. Let things go where they're going to go. Just imagine Ime Udoka coaching the young guys like Io, Kobe, Dalen, and a vet like Vooch who needs a coach like him. I mean, yeah, but I mean, woulda, coulda, shoulda, bro. It is what it is, man. The Bulls had an opportunity. I think we interviewed him, right? When we decided on Billy, or were we planning to interview him, and then they didn't think they can get Billy, and then they got Billy. Something like that. South Bend peeps love the Bulls, Bears, and Cubs for the most part, but at least we don't support Indiana teams. Listen, I mean, yeah, you got to do what you got to do. I feel like this is the most dunks that Kobe dunked all year because in the 21-22 season, he had like 4 of them. Hey, maybe. Which one is that? You can't, unless I just bought it. There's no way that I have over 100 just Chicago Bulls hats. I don't remember where I got these joints at, bro. I just be buying shit. No, I'm not even going to front on you. I just be buying shit. That's what I do. If new shit drops, I cop. It's a really simple process. The new hotness drops. I cop the new hotness. I then wear the new hotness, and that's just what it is. If it drops, I cop. That's it. That's what it comes down to, man. That's what it comes down to. It's just that simple. What's the day they start doing trades in the offseason? I mean, technically at the draft, they'll start doing something. They aren't official until the start of the league year, but yeah, you can start doing trades at the draft, which I don't know what day the draft is this year for the NBA, not off the top of my head. Deanna says, hope for a new coach. Hey, listen, this is not going to happen, but keep hoping. Keep hope alive. Bears, Bulls, Black Sox. Sorry, but baseball is like NyQuil for me. Have you seen live? I understand it for some people. It's just like I love hockey. I can legitimately say I love hockey, but I can't watch hockey on TV. If I had season tickets to hockey games, I would go to every single game. I love hockey live. Love it. I'm talking about as a live sport, I could watch hockey all day long. But for some reason, I can't watch hockey on the TV to save my life. Every single time I try to watch hockey on TV, I'm asleep. I'm asleep by the second period. I'm knocked the fuck out. Out. Cold. Done. It doesn't matter if it could be noon. Done. I'm asleep. I don't know why that is. I don't know what in my brain is like. I can watch hockey live and I love it live, but on the TV, I can only watch it in spurts. I can only watch it in spurts. Global Balin says, I'm gonna head out, C Bud. Have a C Bud, you rolling up? Have a good night, but take this W. Hell yeah. Go get some rest, brother. We'll see you next time, man. Do you use 3 rooms as closets for all your gear? It has to be at least. No, I just have a big ass walk-in closet. A big ass walk-in closet. And even then, like I got hampers of shit. I got shit hanging up. I got a wardrobe thing that I have down here with all just my Bulls jackets, right? The hats are on that. Damn, they're falling off that motherfucker. Like, I got too much shit. I got too much shit. White Sox is trash. Cubs are better. Cubs are gonna do great. Cubs and White Sox are trash. That's funny. Nah, listen, don't shit on my team. We are trash though. On another note, we need Shy Slam and Jamma back, and with Javante back, hopefully we get these rookie numbers up where last in dunks in the league. Look forward to having the CSJ crew step up. Let's see. Let's see. I only watch hockey during playoff times. These 2010-15 era was fun to watch for Blackhawks. Yeah, I mean it was extremely fun time to watch, but it's just something about watching hockey on TV just never does anything for me. Never does anything for me. Are you secretly no? See, a hoarder keeps trash, junk. This shit is you see, all my merch is in pristine condition. Some of the shit that I wear is literally like a decade. Like this Bulls jacket, for example, I've had this motherfucker for. No, I'm thinking about a different one. This is fairly new, but I have one that's like this that's mainly red and black that I've had like for a decade. It looks almost brand new. I just keep my shit in pristine condition. Pristine condition. In 30 years, we will see Haize on hoarders buried in jerseys and hats. That's no. By then, the hope is right that at that point in time, that I'm doing this full time, and then I just have like just a closet for just Bulls. So I'm gonna be like Scrooge McDuck with Bulls merch. It's just gonna be a sea of hats. I'm just gonna dive into the sea of hats, come out with the hat, and be like, bet. This is the hat for today. Let's build the offense, the outfit based off the hat. Right now, I build the outfit, and then I find which hat I feel like matches it. Listen, y'all don't need to know everything I do. It's crazy out here. I know you get mad ass. No, I don't get everything that you've ever seen me pay, unless it's just a public sale. I've paid full price for. I'll usually wait for things to go on sale, but I have no connects, none. No connects at all. So, nope. Now, wait. I do have connects in the sense that there are some shit that I can get early, but that's it. I still got to pay for it, though. I don't get shit sent for free. And nothing comes to me for free at all. So yeah, that's just what it is. I mean, I'm in the studio, it's carpeted. I don't have anything on my feet. But if I step out, best believe the kicks are gonna match the outfit. It just is what it is. So do you wear things I mean, bro, when you have well over like just t-shirts, I have like 120 t-shirts. Yeah, you tend to wear those once a month. I'm not like there's very rare times I double up. Jackets, just Bulls varsity and bomber jackets. There's probably like 10 over there, 10 to 12. Keep in mind, they're like 150 a pop. So like you just I don't wear a lot. I don't wear it very often because I have so much of it. That's it. It's a lot of shit. It just is what it is. It's crazy. Hockey is fun sport where they are not only allowed but encouraged to fight. Come on, that's entertainment. Plus, we got the Wonder Kid now. Go Connor. Listen, Connor's great. Hope Connor lives up to every bit of the hype. Hayes, I know you don't like to predict the games, but how many wins do you think we will realistically have over the next 3 games? I reckon we can get a W against the Nets and the Hawks. Wolves will be tough. But you said it, I don't predict wins, so it's just not what I do. I don't do it. The Bulls can win a lot of those games. They just got to get in there and play tough, man. Got to get there and play tough. Do you think Javonte Green has a chance of cracking the roster? I mean, yeah, I think there's a chance, especially if he keeps playing this way. Listen, it's not like Terry Taylor's been killing it for the Chicago Bulls. So even if they do cut him, it's not like a really big loss there, right? So that's definitely a possibility. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get ready to wrap this thing on up. Giggity. But I'm gonna get ready to wrap the show because I ain't ready to do Locked On Bulls, man. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I appreciate you guys. You have no idea how important you are to making the show what it is. Make sure you guys are following the channel at Bull Central Pod on every social media platform that we're on. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. Why I almost say NBA Central. Go and check out NBA Central. BullCentralPod@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, by the way, y'all, it is almost mailbag day. We got a dub. I expect to get voicemails from a lot of you guys. Deanna, you need to leave a voicemail. Don't do it. I'm going to give you guys a number. Leave the goddamn voicemail. Archangel, you can leave a voicemail. Big Diesel, as much as you type questions in this motherfucker, you can leave a voicemail. All you motherfuckers leave a voicemail. I love you guys. 773-270-2799. Again, that's 773-270-2799. It's also in the description. I love you guys. Go Bulls, see red, all that good shit. I'll be back tomorrow with the daily episode. Let's go ahead and play that winning outro. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.
I see red, I see red, I see red, I see red.